Good evening. So, I watched Beetlejuice. I was about to do the whole just watch intro. I haven't done it in ages, but I've never reviewed a movie on the long form. But, I'm gonna. This is my review of Beetlejuice. So, this movie is, a weird one for me. I want to say I enjoy the first movie. I have seen it once, a while ago, and I didn't love it then, and I hadn't really thought about it until they announced the sequel. It's not a movie I love, it's not a movie I hate, it's just one of those movies that is a movie. I don't ever see myself rewatching that first one, and sadly, I don't see myself rewatching this one either. It's not wrong, but it feels it. And I think that problem is due to my first negative with the movie. There is far too much going on. So, there are a few interesting characters in this movie. 3 to be specific. Monica Bellucci, who plays Dolores, who was Beetlejuice's ex-wife. Arthur Conti, who plays Jeremy, who is a love interest of Astrid Dietz, who is Delia Dietz's daughter in this new installment. And Willem Dafoe plays Wolf Jackson, who was an actor during his life, and then in the afterlife he becomes a persona, sort of version of this fictitious character he played during his life. So these are all interesting stories. You have Monica Bellucci tracking down Beetlejuice. You have Willem Dafoe also tracking down Beetlejuice. You have Arthur Conti, who is using General Ortega to get into the afterlife. I think these are all interesting stories to be told, but they just get abandoned. Now, Arthur Conti, Jeremy, his story is the least offensive of the 3 with this, I think. He starts the movie, he's in his house. General Ortega rides her bike through his fence, and he's in his treehouse, and he asks her, "Are you okay?" She says, "Yeah." They start talking. She starts hanging out with him, and on Halloween night, they're around his house together, and he reveals that he's a ghost, and he is trying to get into the afterlife, or he's trying to become human again. Sorry, I was trying to get into the afterlife. He's trying to get into the afterlife to become human again. There we go. I'm messing this up. But then you find out as they're doing their little experiment, that Jeremy murdered his parents 23 years ago, and then when the police showed up, he fell out of his treehouse and died himself. So he is trapped in the confines of his own house, and he wants a way to escape. And he sees Astrid as a way to get out. So they have the handbook for the recently deceased, and they make one of the big old chalk doors for the afterlife, and they go in, and they're wandering around the afterlife, and it gets revealed that General Ortega is going to get on the train, and she's going to move on, and Arthur Conti, he is going to become human again. So we get back to Delia, and she recruits Beetlejuice after already seeing him again earlier in the movie with her new boyfriend Rory, played by Justin Theroux, who I really enjoyed. Actually, I thought it was a highlight of the movie. They end up being back in the little mini model, and this happens earlier on. But then Lydia recruits back Beetlejuice so that they can venture into the afterlife and retrieve Astrid. So now everyone's in the afterlife, and General Ortega, she sees her dad, who passed away before the events of the movie, and she is angry. Well, not angry, but she's sort of emotional seeing him as she's being dragged away to this train that's going to take her away, so she moves on. And then Beetlejuice and Lydia, they end up in the afterlife, and they manage to get to her, and they meet up with her dad, and they see her dad, and they fall out of the door, and they end up in the sandworm bit. I can't remember what it is. And then their dad brings her back in, and they brings them back in, and they're sitting in his afterlife flat, which is weird anyway. And then they leave and go back to the world. Now, oh, and also, what's his face? Beetlejuice kills Jeremy. Now, you would think this happens over the course of a whole movie, right? No. This probably gets resolved within the first half an hour. I know. And then you have these... at least that one gets resolved. Monica Bellucci, Dolores, she is the worst one. We see her at the beginning. Beetlejuice talks about her. And then we maybe see her aimlessly wandering around twice before she gets killed by a sandworm at the end of the movie. That's really her whole story. Also, she's just like she stapled herself back together from old body parts, and she starts like sucking people's souls out and leaving their bodies shrivel up. She does it to Danny DeVito at the beginning. Imagine how much they paid him to be in it for like 5 minutes. So, and then Willem Dafoe, out of those three characters that have small stories, he's probably in it the most, but his scenes are never actually very important. And then he just kind of disappears without his story really getting resolved at all at the end of the movie. And he's tracking down Beetlejuice to put him into protection, I think, or arrest him. No, they're trying to arrest him for something. But his story is useless. Well, those are the three main plot points in this hour and a half movie. Although even Catherine O'Hara, she has a story. Delia Deetz, she has a story. She's back for this one, and she has her own story about Arthur. Is that his name? Anyway, whatever Lydia's dad's name was from the first movie, he's passed away. This kicks off the movie, and she's trying to get back to him. So this is a fourth storyline. There are 4 plots, and they all feel like they should be either the main story or a small plot point. As I said, all of these, they could be... Did I say this? This is like my 3rd time recording this. They could all be in a anthology series. You can have a Beetlejuice anthology series, and you have all these different stories. I don't see Delia's one being a Beetlejuice anthology series one, really, because she doesn't really interact with Beetlejuice. Well, no, actually she does. Retract what I just said. All of these, actually, they could be part of the Beetlejuice anthology series. But no, all these stories are in one, hour and 40-minute long movie. One movie. Describing this makes it feel worse, actually. It feels like I'm a right jumbled mess. Now, I do want to say, I've been complaining for the last 10 minutes. I actually enjoyed the movie. I think the movie itself was really good. Actually, not really good, but I had fun. It wasn't that bad. There were highlights. Some of the characters, I think, are the highlights. You have Justin Theroux as Rory. You have Michael Keaton, obviously, as Batman. Michael Keaton as Batman in Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. That was the best bit. He should do that though. That'd be funny. Show up as Batman in the next one. But yeah, Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. He was Beetlejuice in Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. So that's Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. I have given you a review. On the up to 10 from 1 to 10 scale, I will probably give it a 6. I enjoyed watching the movie, but it is problematic and overstuffed. So yeah, if you enjoyed it, let me know. If you didn't enjoy it, still let me know. It's interaction. Anyway, there you go.